Hey everyone, Dr. Andrea here, coming at you with another video. So, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you look at some of the other videos, like and subscribe, turn the notifications on. But today, I wanted to, by the time you're watching this video, you should have seen my other video already up about this whole thing that's lighting up the internet, this ReesaTeesa situation in regards to her story and all different things. If you haven't heard of it, you'll need to look in the description box and you'll see some links to some people that give synopsises in regards to this. And I kind of wanted to share a little bit and looked at use it as a case study for business. If you're watching this, you know we have the Kingdom Business Leadership Network, and we are spirit-filled believers that are about our business, and we have community and we grow together while using our spiritual gifts. That's just a brief synopsis. You'll see some stuff in the description if you want to learn more about that. But, everyone has their own perspective on things. And some people are like, well, that was a long time to be looking at something on TikTok or YouTube, wherever you watched it. But I did want to present a different type of perspective and actually kind of look at this more as a case study, and not for the fact, oh, I like what she was talking about, things like that. Can you believe, I don't know all her stats, but she went from like 10,000 followers on TikTok to over 1 million in a few days. Okay. And she has gotten the attention of so many individuals. And as business leaders and just leaders in general, we should be analyzed and see what about what she did, what about her strategy caused this to happen. So that's why I'm here. And I'm not going to be before you long. So I thought of a few things. I think I have, let me see here. I have 6 things that she did to produce great, engaging content. So as leaders, we have to understand that social media is here. I'm not a super fan of it. I like it, but then it's a love-hate relationship. But social media is here to stay. And if you want to be able to market your business in all the ways available for you, social media is one of those ways. So if it's something out there that we can speak to our audience, speak to those individuals that might be interested in what we're selling, presenting, whatever we're giving, right, we need to be able to use it. So that's why I said she's a good case study. So there's a few things that I saw in hers, and I have 6 things, which is good for me because usually it's a little bit longer. So the first thing about her content is that she was a great storyteller. So even when we're doing content, we should endeavor to be a great storyteller. And I know it's hard for me because I'm very analytical and factual, and I want to give you just all the facts and all the things, but we need that within a story. So be a great storyteller. And one thing I can tell with the young lady, ReesaTeesa, was that I can tell that she was, and this is my education side coming out, I can tell she was a reader. Because baby, the way she put together those like with all the character development, all the things, it was like a professional. Like she could have wrote a book. So I know if she's a great reader, she probably is a great writer, because she kept in, like, I know it was, her life and it was traumatic, but she gave you all the details that you needed, right? And there was very few things that she missed, and that is talent. So there's an art to storytelling. Definitely make sure you study into that so that it can be part of your content strategy. The second thing, cliffhangers. If you watched it, I don't know if you watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. I had time. I was on vacation. I watched the whole thing. She had, after each video, she started the video the same, ended the video the same, but she, for most parts, 90% of the time, left on a cliffhanger so that you can come back, right? So she, whatever it was, she's like, I'll tell you that in the next video. So that made you like, oh my gosh, I got to look at it. And even when she started, she gave a synopsis of everything. She gave you 4 or 5 things that were a highlight of some of the things that were going on. And then she said, this is only 2% of the story. If you like what you heard, continue watching. And millions and millions of people did, right? So that's the second thing. The third thing was template. a lot of us are making things too hard. That girl had a template. She started the same every time. She ended the same every time. You know, her name had a cuss word in it, but she said the word. She said the same. Welcome to whatever, whatever, whatever. You know, and she ended the same as well for the vast majority of the videos, to the point you didn't even realize it. But it shows a level of professionalism, engagement. You know, when we watch TV shows, they always start the same. They have an intro and they have an outro. Starts the same. When we do podcasts, intro, outro. So that is par for the course. And if your content, depending on what it is, doesn't necessarily have that, it might be something you want to consider. So she had a template, and then she only had 10 minutes. So it's a very specified amount of time. So that also speaks to some of us are long-winded, myself included, being long-winded when it comes to content sometimes. So I'm trying to whittle it down, just like this video. Right now we at 6 minutes, and I'm wanting to finish in about 10. So I have 4 more minutes left, but we need to hold ourselves to that, because people don't have lots and lots of times to look at stuff. Now, for her, that was like it was, when you looked at all the different parts, 50 some parts, it ended up being like 5 hours, and people stay because they were engaged. So we need to pay attention to that. The next one, engage your audience in real time. And I actually love that she did this. I didn't look at like all of everything, but she was having a live stream as well to answer questions that came up from individuals that were watching the series, that were had questions about her testimony, right? So she basically answered whatever question it was. And if it was a question she answered in one of the previous parts, she said, I answered that already. And she said it very nice. I answered that already. Make sure you go back. And she would say it's somewhere in parts 1 through 12, go back and listen to that. So I thought she did such an excellent job with that. She engaged her community in real time, because I think she did a half of it, and then she did the live stream. I don't know exactly, because I kind of came in on the end, but she responded and did that. And what that did was built trust, because they're like, oh, she's just not somebody trying to make money on social media. She's a real live person. And I also know that if people DM'd her or tried to contact her, she responded to all of them, even if it was an emoji. She recognized everyone. So that says something to me about her character, that she's just not here. She actually said her testimony, and for those, I'm halfway through, because I could spend my whole 10 minutes talking about what this lady talked about. But basically, she married a pathological liar, narcissist, and she was telling her story and how she was able to get out, you know, and it was ups and downs, twists and turns, all the things. So, but she did engage her audience in real time, and they loved her for it. I mean, and the other thing, she was authentic and she had connection. She was so authentic. At the beginning, she said, I know I was not smart in going through or missing all the red flags. She said the United Nations of red flags she had. And so she went in there, she took ownership of her mistakes, bad decision making. She took ownership of it all and let the people know that I'm telling you this. So one, it doesn't happen to you. And other people have been coming out of the woodworks that dealt with this individual, her ex-husband, that he did victimize. So she did that, but also saying this is, you know, it just was a state of mind. It was a perfect storm. So she goes more into that. And if you look at some of the synopsises and things, you'll see that as well. And she was real. She gave her Cash App. She was like, if y'all want to give to me, if y'all want to support me, here it is, right? She wasn't like, oh, I'm good. She said, here's the Cash App. And I think, and don't quote me on this, she was up to like 6 figures in what people had gave to her. Now that could be wrong. I'm not sure about that. I believe that's what I had read or seen somewhere. Y'all have to fact check me on that one. But she connected to her audience and she held herself accountable for the content within the story. So in the same way, when we present content, whatever it is, we have to hold ourselves accountable and not just show our highlight reel, because everything is not roses, especially when you're dealing with leadership, business, ministry, all those things. There's some hard times. And we need to let the audience know that hard times are here. They come, and how did I get over it? Or how am I getting through it? Okay, and we are on our last one. She was relatable, professional and likable. She wasn't, you didn't get distracted by how she talked. You didn't get distracted by different things. She was very clear and concise, engaging, and it was like she was talking to a girlfriend or somebody that she knew. So, and she was very professional. She had all her receipts, okay? She had every last one because she knew it's social media, so people might go back and fact check her story, which I guess they should. I mean, they went as far as she used all pseudonyms or fake names for all the people that she was talking about. But baby, social media is undefeated. These people, these Inspector Gadget internet sleuths, they went and found the real people just from the clues that she gave, which is kind of crazy, but they did. But lastly, she was likable. I talk about this. There's a know, like, and trust factor. People do not, if you're in a business, they won't buy from you. If you're a leader, they won't support you in ministry as well, unless they know you, they like you, and they trust you. KLT. And you can look on this channel for other videos. I know I have a video specifically on that. I believe it's uploaded. I did a few years ago. There's a know, like, and trust factor. If you're not a likable person, you're going to have some problems. But we can get some help as to why people just don't like us, right? And it's not, everything isn't on the people. Sometimes it is on us. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you guys so very much for coming on, engaging. Like I said, I am right there I'm a little bit over at 12 minutes. But if you want to connect, you can look at some of the links down below, or you can go to this link, all my links, /A-Heart, or look in the description box. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you all really soon. See you later. Bye.